Hey, and good morning. It is Monday, week 3, here on Farstriders. Um, if you watched yesterday's video, you know that we were a little over 7,000 gold. I think we're at 7,200 or something like that. And one of the things I said is I wanted to spend some of that, and of course that's for stuff to reinvest. So I actually spent about 3,000, a little over 3,000 gold. It's just that overnight I made some of that back. So I made about 700 gold or so overnight last night. If we look at my auctions here, you'll see that I was able to snag some volatile fire last night. And I also managed to get a small amount of volatile earth. Actually, I think I bought some greater eternal essences last night as well. Not a whole lot going on this morning, and once you reach a larger amount of gold, you will find it becomes a little more difficult to spend it. I mean, last week when I only had a few thousand gold, I was coming down to the point where I only had like 200-300 gold in hand, and then I was waiting for stuff to sell off to get more gold, and then I'd buy more stock and I'd be back down to a couple hundred gold. At this point, it's getting a little bit harder to spend my way through the gold. I mean, there are certainly things that we could look at, and obviously I spent 3,000 last night on volatiles. At this point, I believe I have been undercut. Actually, no, let's go to the More tab. Volatile Earth. Actually, I bought some Primal Fire last night as well. So I have 8 stacks of 10 at 1790. And there are 3 stacks of 10 which are priced lower than mine. I'm just going to leave mine. I mean, it's not going to take long to go through that. Volatile Fire. I have 10 stacks of 10. There are 5 stacks of 10 which are undercutting me, and I'm not interested in doing anything like canceling and competing at this price. I want to sell up at this price. Later today, if I come in and find that instead of 5 stacks they're like 30 or 40 stacks, I'll look at cutting my price then, but I'm fairly confident that we'll go through those 5 stacks and then it'll open up for me to sell. So we'll see what happens with that. What else do we have here? The Primal Fire. Let's look at that. You'll see that I have 5 stacks of 1 at 34 gold. So I actually have the cheapest stacks of 1 right now. There is a stack of 2 at 30 gold. Bean counter, actually. Search. And you'll see that I bought at 10 gold. This 24 gold one, that was actually bought earlier. And that one is this one that sold at 60 gold. These ones are the ones that I bought yesterday. So I bought 15 at 10 gold apiece. And we're posted at what, a little over 3 times that price now for individuals. So we'll see how that goes today. And I'm actually, like, market price is around 59 gold. So I'll be making a significant profit at this level, but I'm actually underpricing what I could be pricing at. There's only this one stack at 35. I could actually have priced above that. I think actually there were a few more auctions last night than there are now, so I imagine some expired overnight because I posted these last night. Moss agates. Actually, this is something we haven't talked about. And let's run over to the bank. There's actually something I want to show you that I haven't showed you because I have two professions on this tune. I have enchanting, which we talked about a little bit, which on this server became moot after I bought 1,000 stacks of strange dust. At the level that she is capable of disenchanting at, and you'll see what we got. We have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, and I actually at one point had more than that. And let's just take a couple of these stacks of tin ore, and I want to show you. The second profession that I took was jewel crafting. So the enchanting one, basically at her level, what she can disenchant turns into two things. Basically, well, actually a couple more than that. Generally, what it turns into is strange dust and lesser or greater magic essence. The magic essences really are not worth very much on this server. This stack of 10, it's saying would be worth 7 gold. From what I've seen so far on this server, you'd be lucky to sell it at that price. The strange dust is what I would really have wanted to take enchanting for, because we can sell it for some fairly large amounts. I mean, you know that we sold one stack of it for, how much was it? 60 gold or something like that, 50 some gold, which totally paid off the amount that we had bought, like 1,000 stacks of strange dust. At that point, it made no sense to do anything with enchanting on this server because the strange dust is what I would have been taking this profession for, and I've got stacks and stacks of it still. Even though I have sold a significant amount of it, I've probably sold, at least 200, probably about 200 strange dust I've managed to sell. So we made a significant profit with that. Now, the second profession that I took was jewel crafting, and I leveled it to level 50, I believe. Yeah, I haven't gone any higher than level 50. Level 50 is the level at which you can prospect tin ore. Now, when you prospect tin ore, you have a 37.5% of getting a moss agate. And that is, in fact, what I want to get. The two things that I want to get in... Well, actually, there are a couple. Moss agate is the one that I have the best chance of getting, of the things that are valuable. There's also a 37.5 chance of getting lesser moonstone, which really aren't worth much. 37.5% chance of getting shadow gem, which is worth next to nothing. I've got a stack of 7 here. Market price for 7 is 3 gold. I think that's maybe a bit high. What else have you got? You've got a 4% chance of getting an aquamarine or a jade or a citrine. Those, they're all like worth something. But when you prospect one stack of tin ore, you have a fairly decent chance of getting at least one moss agate. The moss agates on this server, I'm selling... Do I have any on me? I don't. Let's go ahead and prospect this. You have a decent chance of getting one from this stack of tin ore here. And that was a moonstone, so... Oh, actually, I got a moss agate from that too. Good. Excellent. I'm selling these for about a little over 7 gold apiece. All of these stacks of tin ore were bought really cheap, and I think I actually have some in the mail. Let's just have a look here. I do. Good stuff. All right, so this is a stack. Let's close this so you can see the actual... This is a stack of 20 that I paid 99 silver for. And this was shopping around. And these I just bought these this morning because I'm still thinking that I have time on this server. I might as well do something with this. So less than 1 gold for a full stack. We have already made more than that by getting just that. Let's do this whole stack and see what else we get. Lesser Moonstone. Alright, that's not really all that valuable. Lesser Moonstone, again, not all that valuable. We've already made our gold, obviously, because we have that one moss agate. And we just got another moss agate. So we got 2 moss agates from that stack, so that's about 14 gold, which is going to be a 13 gold profit from that stack of tin ore. Let's go ahead and do the second stack of tin ore that I took out of the bank there. Shadow gem, again, not really worth very much. There's another moss agate, so there's another 7 gold. Moonstone is the last one here, and see if we get lucky and get another moss agate. And in fact we did. So from those 2 stacks of tin ore that cost us about 2 gold, we got 4 moss agates, which are going to be worth about 28 gold. Let's just run over to the auction house here. I didn't get as involved with prospecting as I would have. I was doing fairly well with other stuff, and just the time that it takes to prospect, I didn't really have that much time. If I hadn't been doing so well with other stuff, I probably would have made the time. So you'll see that we have these moss agates here. And we actually have the cheapest stacks of 1. Someone does have the stack of 4 up, and they are undercutting us a little bit. But these 4 here are priced a little higher, but they're priced as singles. The other thing that you will occasionally get, and there isn't as good a chance, you've got the jade. Oop, that ends in an E. And we just want the raw gem. So 1 jade right now is going for 4 gold. And you'll see that I have sold 1 at 25 gold. So that 4 gold, that's kind of low. What's the other? The citrines. I have a few, and you'll see that well, this says I haven't sold any. Again, bean counter doesn't capture every auction. I was pricing at 11 gold. I have actually sold a couple at 7 gold. Oh, one other thing to look at while we're in bean counter. When I'm making decisions about whether or not to prospect the tin ore, it depends on how much the tin ore is worth. So what you'll see is I actually sold a stack of tin ore here at 23 gold. I sold a stack here at 23 gold. Could I have made more, at least a little bit more prospecting it? Possibly, but prospecting is kind of like going to Vegas. I guess in-game I would compare it to disenchanting. You might disenchant and get something really good, or you might disenchant and get something pretty sucky. And the same thing can happen with prospecting. 2 stacks, 4 moss agates, really good. But I could have ended up prospecting 2 stacks of tin ore and only gotten 1 moss agate. Now, because of how cheaply we're buying the ore, it would still have been a good deal, but buy tin ore. Right now, a stack of tin ore. Actually, it's pretty cheap this morning. Well, if we went through a little bit of it and got to sell at this level, we could make 13 gold. So it's kind of a gamble. This morning I could probably post some tin ore for about 13 gold a stack and have at least a decent chance of selling it at that 13 gold level. Or I can prospect it and have that 13 gold become worth maybe about 28 gold, which is, well, actually, no, it would be half that number. So it would be, what, 14 gold. So it's kind of a risk today doing prospecting, where I could probably sell some tin ore at a better price. In this case, 2 stacks 28 gold. 2 stacks at this level would be 26 gold. So we're maybe making a little bit more this morning prospecting, as long as the luck we've had with getting moss agates continues. Anyway, that was one of the things that I had kind of planned on doing on this server, and never really got around to it. Now, when I did get rid of the, if you remember, originally on this toon I had taken leather working so that I could take leather scraps and put them together, and we did that mostly during our first week. Well, I had a bunch of leather scraps left when I dropped leather working. I actually created a third toon on this server. I haven't really done anything with her. She's still sitting in the beginner zone in Darnassus. I created an elf, and I had thought about doing something with her, and I haven't even leveled her to 5 to be able to take professions at this point, so she's just kind of sitting there. One of the things that I had thought about using her for was actually just as storage space, not only by using her bank, which she gets for free anyway, but by just using her mail. So right now I mailed all those leather scraps over to her, and I probably have enough leather scraps sitting on her to make maybe 3 or 4 stacks of light leather. So if there's a day that light leather is really worth a whole lot, I may take the time to level her up to level 5, which would take us, what, like 15 minutes or something, and then go ahead and take leather working, put those scraps all together, and mail them over here to the bank. Anyway, for this morning, that's really all that's going on. We have no sales this morning. I think we sold 1 recipe, and that's been it for this morning. So not a whole lot going on. I will probably post this today just to give you an idea of what's going on this morning, and then maybe something later tonight if we actually get some action on the auction house. So anyway, that's where we're sitting. We're at 4,500 gold in hand, and a lot of auctions on the auction house. We have 6,000 gold on the auction house. So if we were to sell everything right now, we would actually be almost to 11,000 gold. So we'd be over goal rather. I'm not expecting that today. I'm still expecting to hit 10,000 by Wednesday, maybe later in the day Wednesday, but we'll see. And then once we do hit 10,000, we will delete these toons and move on to another server. I've been thinking a bit about what kind of server to choose next, but I will tell you more about that once we actually reach this point. Or that point, I guess I should say. Anyway, that's going to be it for this morning, and I will maybe be back with another video later tonight.